Spending more times in our homes may have us thinking about a remodel. We're going to check in with the expert. We've got Degnan Design-Build-Remodel, and this is owner Abe. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, Jessica. Thank you.
So a lot to talk about. You know, there's a specific process that you go through. Seems like a daunting task for a lot of us. So let's kind of break it down, maybe demystify the process a little bit. What do you do to get people through the remodeling process?
Well, you know, we have a process, and it's really simple. We call it our proven process for your successful project. And we have 3 phases that we walk our clients through in order to get them from that first phone call all the way through a completed project.
And I think that really helps, because if you have a calculated process, you know that you're following step by step, you have a system in place. I'm sure there's a lot of things that unfold during a remodel that, you know, could be challenging or changing, but if you have a system, it really helps. Let's talk about step 1, or maybe the first step to getting started.
Yeah, so our first phase is the design phase. So after people call us and we have a conversation together, they decide to enter into a design agreement with us. And we're going to go through consultation and budgeting with them, making sure that we know what they want and what type of budget they want to spend for the project. We're going to go through preliminary design, where we come up with several ideas that could be solutions to what they want to happen. And then we're going to go into design development, where we look at what the house is going to look like, what the room is going to look like in more detail, and typically bring in some 3D drawings into that.
Yeah, that sounds like an exciting process, an exciting part of the steps as you get to sort of build what your dream space would look like in sort of a virtual way. Let's talk about what is next. Once we've completed the design phase, we have a design we've agreed upon. What's the next step from there?
Well, the next phase is the planning phase. So that involves selections and estimating, a signed contract, and then construction preparation. So the selections and estimating is where we're taking our clients out with our designers, and we're either bringing the products that they're interested in to their home or to our office, or you know, in normal times, we're taking them to showrooms for our vendors, like to look at plumbing fixtures and tile, and going through the cabinetry details and picking out lighting fixtures, all that fun and beautiful stuff that we get to do. But another part of that is the estimating part. So that's when we bring people like our electricians and our plumbers and our drywaller, as well as our professional construction team into the home to make sure that we capture all the details that need to be in the project to get the right scope of work, because we want to minimize change orders. We don't want to risk having to delay things or increase prices during the project through a change order. That brings us to the point where we know exactly what we're going to do, exactly how much it's going to cost, and a signed contract. Once our client signed the contract, then is when we go through detailed preparation, placing all the special orders and scheduling the project so that we know when we're going to start and when we're going to finish.
You know, I really like that there are certain check-in points where you come into an agreement at these different places throughout the process, because there are so many phases. Let's talk, though, about construction. What happens during that final phase?
Well, during the final phase, after we've gone through everything else, we're going to begin construction. We're going to implement all the cleanliness measures that we need to implement. We're going to update the schedule and tweak it as needed as things happen on a weekly and daily basis. And our lead carpenter is the one who's in charge of your job site, and he's the one that you're going to be talking to so that you know exactly what is happening every day and every week that we're working on your project. Our whole goal is to have an on-time completion for you so that when we're done, you're like, oh, that was great. And then in the end, what that all adds up to is follow through and promises kept, so that we've done what we said we were going to do, and you have a project that is on time and more beautiful than you imagined.
And you know, I'm glad that you touched on that. We got about 30 seconds left, but that is something that people fear. You hear those nightmare stories. What if there is a problem, or you have any questions after the work is completed? Can they still get in touch with you?
Absolutely. In fact, we have a proactive warranty process. So we reach out to our clients about 6 months after the project is done, and again about 11 months after the project is done, to make sure that there is nothing that we need to take care of. And if there is, we put it on the list, we get out there and we take care of it. And we always want to be the first phone call in the future. Even if your warranty with us is expired, we want to help you with the manufacturer's warranties that often last for years longer than what the project, from the time the project completed.
It was really helpful. It sounds like there's a lot of help throughout the process and continued communication afterwards. Again, thank you, Abe Degnan with Degnan Design-Build-Remodel. Very nice to see you today.
Thanks, Jessa. Bye-bye.
You bet. We'll be back with more after the break, so please stick around.